I'm just shot, man. I just like that intake manifold leak. I don't want it to get bigger. I don't want it to get smaller. I don't want it to get out of hand, but I don't want it to go away. I like it. You guys can rip on it all you want. All you guys out there ripping a $80,000 pickup. It is what it is, you know. I love them. I like them. I don't like the payment. The one thing I like with this old truck is it's been part of the family for 15 years. This pickup truck has been around through the thick and the thin and the thinnest. Shout out to our boy Dad with 2 D's, N-E-double-D. Get with it, Ned. Come on, man. You like that clutch pedal work with boat shoes? Oh, it feels so good. Shout out to all the neighbor boys that like to shoot rope. As always, in a Snyder video, Snyder likes to give a good shout out to the original spook contractor in Oklahoma. You know who you are. No introduction needed. And a shout out to our boy in Kansas, RC. We miss you, man, but you need to get with the program. Well, here we are, folks. New York early season. It is the night of the 2nd, so we've already had the first weekend of New York turkey season. So tomorrow we're going into the first Monday of the season, so our first real wave of pressure is done for 5 days. So I'm just trying to go around and take early season inventory, see who made it, who possibly didn't, who wants to be a movie star on a Monday or a Tuesday, that kind of thing. So here we are making our usual rounds in the Finger Lakes region. I can guarantee you one thing, whether we see them or we don't, that longbeard and that 5 hens is right up there in that gully. So the only other way that I keep an eye on these birds is I run trail cameras like it's my job, like it's deer season. I go around and I check those cards, and that'll really truly tell me what the survival issue is, or the survival rate is so far during the season. Extremely high hunter populations here, extreme hunting pressure around here, even on private. I would say it's not exactly like hunting Pennsylvania, but it's as close as you're gonna get without being in Pennsylvania for pressure and people, and just their rate of spooking turkeys is higher here than it seems like anywhere else. If you like to hunt spook turkeys, well, you're living in the right place.
Is that a puffer? There's a puffer.
Poof?
There's a puffer.
Oh yeah, that's poof.
Right in that green field.
Yep. Looks like 2 birds at least. Oh, let's take a little gander, folks. Oh man. There's a strutter. Oh man, who would have guessed? Snyder has permission right above that ridge. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen. He's walking right up in to where that little chunk of brush comes down, and it kind of, from a distance here, it looks like an M right on the edge of that woods. They go right up in there in the center of that M, and they go all the way up top, and there's a flat bank right there, and the flat bank's only about the width of this road in front of me, and they walk all the way up to that, and they turn around and they fly right up to the same red oak limbs every year. No matter what, I mean, there'll be 3-4 inches of turkey poop at the bottom of those roost limbs. Those roost limbs are that big around, and they go straight out horizontal for about 10 feet. They just have always roosted on the same spot. It's traditional. But they're gonna go up to those red oaks there, go up to the top of that knob where it's flat, and then they turn around and fly right straight into the limbs, right straight level with that flat bank. And once they're on the limb, if you're looking straight underneath the turkey, they're 60 to 80 feet tall, because that bank is extremely steep up there. But it looked like one long beard and a hen going up there to roost at 20 minutes to 8.
The turkeys, if you can't see them, this little roll depression right here,
He's coming.
they are right on that bank side right there, and they're gonna go up into the woods like that, turn around and fly back this way.
Full strut with a beat white head and one hen.
Ghost-faced killer.
Or the silence contractor. But he made it through the first weekend. That turkey is in very overpressured ridge top right there, folks. Those poor things get bothered. Not a lot of them get killed, but they get bothered and razzed. They've heard everything all the way to tubes and trumpets and wing bones and
Probably hear us calling in the
diaphragms and crow calls and owl hoots and woodpecker locator calls and
cell phone in a tree sound
Canada
files.
geese on the pond and wood ducks in the trees and cars crashing down here and big rigs blowing their air horns, and they've heard it all. These poor things have just heard it all. They are a real pain in the behind to hunt down this ridge line because of that. But when I do get to pull the trigger on one, it feels that much better, because that thing's heard it all, seen it all, been bothered, shot at, Mennonite box called too, the whole bit. And I'm just weird that way. I like a challenge. I'd rather hunt spook than hunt cherry. So it looks like in the morning we're gonna go hunt spook. Well, here we are, folks. Morning of May 3rd, about 4:30 in the morning. We're getting ripping. Got the side-by-side loaded up. Got my Michael Spain Gobbler Company K2 cup full of coffee. We got our Avian X decoys, our double bull blind, our chairs, all the other essentials, camera gear. Got her all loaded up. We're gonna take a rip down the ridge, and we're just gonna sit it out. They could be there at 6 a.m. They could be there at 11:59. Either way, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna stay there. That's how I like to hunt these early season turkeys. Can't move on them very good. You can see 200-300 yards in some of that open timber with no foliage on. So we're gonna go and sit and be comfortable and sit in the chair, and it'll let us just be patient. That's what it takes right now. So shout out to Spain, the secondary spook contractor. Absolutely not, but it is nuts. Just go. And it got deathly quiet after fly down the snap of a finger. Silent slink from 6 a.m. on. We're sitting here. We haven't heard a gobble in an hour and a half. Bird just gobbled right down here in the timber, probably about 125 yards away. He's got to be coming, I would imagine. They've all been down in that ridge line down there all morning long. That's where they were roosted. Usually, eventually, when they gobble like that mid-morning, they tend to make their way up this hill. We're on pins and needles watching for them right now, because I think we're going to see some turkeys here pretty soon. Dude, there's a hen right here. There's a hen right here, like 25 yards. She's coming from the right, going left. That longbeard's gotta be right here somewhere. this direction and just went out of sight right in the gully. Successful hunt. Third day here in New York. I finally got it done. Punched my first tag. Longbeard came up here after an hour and a half of not hearing any gobbles. Ended up seeing a hen. Snuck in from the right side. Didn't hear, didn't nothing. Just looked out, there she was. She came down, hung out here in this little part of this timber that we're set up in. Bird ends up showing up on the other side of this gully across the creek. For whatever reason, he ran down into the gully, across the creek, and we didn't know if it was a longbeard or not. We knew it was a turkey, and it popped up right over here to the right on this bank, and all we seen was tail fan poke up right there. And he stuck his head over, seen the decoys. I gave him a few really light calls on the crock pot. Went in a full strut and walked right over to the decoys, gave us a great show. Hung out around the decoy for probably right around 5 minutes. Did his thing, beat the decoy up a couple times, spit and drummed a lot. He gave the whole show. Big bird, like I could see when he came in, he was just a big bird, bunch of iridescence. He looked great. Awesome looking bird, awesome hunt. Same gun as we've been using, the Cartel 870. But with a new little addition on it. I bought this stock when we were out in Iowa. I thought it looked cool. I wanted to grab it and see what it looked like on this gun and what it felt like. And I put it on and fell in love with it. So first rope with same gun, new stock, Cartel badass looking. Go down here and see what we got. It is a iridescent looking bird. Good bird, man. Probably 10-inch beard, probably 1.125" spurs. Old boy had an attitude issue. He didn't like that Jake decoy up here around them hens. That is just an iridescent looking bird. This red fan. Great hunt here in the Finger Lakes, folks. Been all around the country the whole month of April. Made it back for first few days of May here, the opening week here in New York, and third day, got it done, textbook hunt. Come in 8 o'clock in the morning, beat up the decoy, let them beat it up, strut around, spit and drum for about 5 good minutes, and clicked the safe off and gave it to them at about 12 steps. Crock pot, they ate it up, ended up finally coming in about 2 hours after fly down. Great hunt, awesome, beautiful tail fan. Love how red it is, great looking bird. If you want to see more carnage from the Cartel crew, check out Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Cartel Custom Calls. And if you're interested in looking into any of our products, check out our products on Facebook Shop.